Noah's Ark is a unique place.
Almost, it's a sanctuary, kind of like a retirement home.
A retirement home for some exotic animals who've been through a lot. I've come here with my family before, but today I wanted to go behind the fences to see what it really takes to care for these animals. Allison Hedgecoth works around the clock to care for animals at Noah's Ark. She takes us along as she makes her daily feeding rounds at the sanctuary. The emus give me a nice greeting.
So yeah, if you want to get pecked, it doesn't really hurt. They are pecking you a little bit harder than they peck me, I guess.
But now it's on to the big boys.
Doc, Doc!
And Doc is one big boy.
Come here. Hi. Hi, friend. Come here. You want to lay down?
Despite their good relationship, Allison is still very aware that Doc is a wild animal.
But as sweet as he is, I would never go in here with him.
Yeah.
Ever.
Wow.
He's over 500 pounds. All it would take is just him playing.
And you could be seriously hurt.
Yes.
Listen to the noise Allison makes with Doc.
A friendly greeting that tigers make, it's called a chuff. And it's, can you, sort of, yeah.
Looks like my chuffing sounds could use some work. The sanctuary rescued Doc after he was used as a prop for pictures as a cub. Because they're at capacity, Allison has already had to turn down 12 tigers like Doc this year alone.
That's the worst part of my job. It's not, people are always like, oh, it must be so hard when you have to put animals down. Yes, that's hard, but it's not as hard as not being able to rescue them. Yep.
Doc's breakfast?
Yep.
That's a whole chicken right there.
Yep, it's 2 whole chickens. There's some supplement on them.
Doc heads down to the creek in his enclosure, so we follow him down. Allison warns me to not stick my hands through the bars. First, she feeds him a chicken.
All right, so because we're down here, I'm going to hand it to him because things kind of changed a little bit. Wait. I can't, sorry. Sorry, I can't.
And you gotta be quick. Then while Doc is feasting on one, I toss him the other one.
I just kind of stick it through into that water. I'm sure he would.
Chuck it into the water?
Yep, just kind of throw it right over there. Yep. Yum.
Allison says throwing in the water like that is what they call enriching, helping him stay fit and learn new things. She tries to do the same when feeding 2 energetic young bears, Annalou the grizzly and Angus the black bear. They came from a cub petting facility.
If in captivity, if we just give them their food in one place, you know, they'll get obese, but they'll also develop behavioral problems.
So to enrich them, we hide their food inside boxes and big paper bags, and I make a mess.
It's all right. I promise she doesn't
I'm
care.
failing here. Oh, no.
That's what it's going to do anyways. It's go on the ground, so.
So they don't mind if their food.
Good thing bears aren't picky. First, we feed them through the bars, and it's harder than it looks.
There you go. Good. Oh, sorry.
She's like, oh, you fail.
But I get the hang of it eventually.
Go closer. There you go.
Then we place their enrichment bags inside the pen. We watch as they happily rip them to shreds. Next up, Alvin the African baboon, who came to Noah's Ark from a university that used him for research and experiments. And again, the name of the game is enriching.
And we want him moving and working. We don't just want him to sit there like King Louie from the Jungle Book.
Last but definitely not least on the feeding tour, Zuri the white Bengal tiger. But Allison explains to get the genetic mutation that turns their fur white, many tiger cubs pay a high price.
Private owners, they can be taxidermied for their parts, sold to canned hunting facilities where you can go on like a safari.
Time to feed Zuri her whole chickens. It's enough to make me a little nervous.
She's gonna kind of stand right here.
That's a great
baby
idea.
doll.
I'm really glad you're standing right there. Okay.
You're such a sweetie. We're just gonna slide it through right here. She's pretty good. Yep, and she'll get it. Let it go. There you go, and then back up. There you go.
What is the most fulfilling for you in this job?
Cases like this, where I saw where she was before, was a part of getting her here. Like I said earlier, I wish she was in the wild, but that's just not a possibility. So, you know, at least she gets to live out the rest of her life here and You know, we're not going to be forcing her to do this, forcing her to do that.
One of the many things I've learned today, being a caretaker here is not just about feeding animals. It's about forming a bond with them.
Hi, baby.
Eric Mock, WGXA News.